This box. Alright, guys. This box is from Houghton Hooten. Let me see. Mifflin Harcourt. How to pronounce Houghton. Oh, whatever. Houghton Mifflin. Oh, okay, Houghton Mifflin. Which kind of sounds like that paper company in the office, right? Anyway. So, a lot of books in this one. Got 4 piles here plus stuff in the middle. Mostly regular books. Not a lot of graphics, but some cool stuff nonetheless. Because, hey, why else would I have, grabbed it? It didn't appeal to me. And I'm like, cool. We want to get into that. Here we have A Hero for Wanda. Nice trilogy of books by Tony DiTerlizzi. And Brian refers to the Barnes & Noble kids buyer, who for the longest time did not like graphic novels in the kids department. I don't know if his mother was an old former librarian or whatever. He just did until finally the dollar signs showed up. And I think also probably some higher ups said, hey, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So eventually they did. It was a curated list. It wasn't just everything that came through. It was like, I have the list too somewhere. I think it was 300 titles. The usual suspects. It was, gatekeeper is the term. Here we have an arc of Tales to Astonish by Ronan Rowe. Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, and the American Comic Book Revolution. Published this. Bloomsbury. Okay, next we have Adult Comics, an introduction by Roger Sabin. Great guy. Read basically anything he writes about comics. Your typical academic treatise, but still very good. Then we have The Battle for the Dragon's Temple, Carter J. Stevens, art by David Norman. An unofficial graphic novel for Minecrafters. This might have been one of the first. From Eddie, of course. This is Minecraft. It's kind of like Machinima, but it's Comica? I don't know what you call that. Okay, we got a whole bunch of thin stuff here. Only Living Boy, David Gallagher, Steve Ellis. Know them both. Good guys. Here we have, did this yesterday. Ninjago, who is the Phantom Ninja. And these are the actual books, not those dummies. Night of the Ninjroids. This is a duplicate, of course, because so much stuff. I just grabbed a Bunny versus Monkey book 2, an arc of Evil Emperor Penguin. Don't know what happened to that, but that was a fun little series. And another Facebook friend of mine, Cleopatra in Space, Mike Mayhack. This is book 3, Secret of the Time Tablets. Definitely check out his Facebook. I don't know if he also has an Instagram or look at that spot varnish on there. He does some amazing sketches. Here we have an arc of A Search for Wendla. And again, autographed. So what would happen? Barnes & Noble offices at 121 18th Street is 8th floor. Is where the data section was, where I was basically processing files. And just down the hallway was the kids department. And the kids department would, of course, get hundreds of books in, usually each day, I think, but at least weekly. Review copies, right? You take a look. You put the book in the person's hand and the right buyer's hand. So he says, "Oh, wow, I didn't know this was coming out." And he orders more copies. Right? This costs 60% maybe of 60% off of the cover price is what it costs a publisher, probably even less than that. But so they're, so these buyers, employees, whatever, get the books, Look at that. Okay, done. Next week's coming more books coming. They had a giant yellow dumpster. You know, the kind you see in laundry departments at hotels. Yes, about 3 feet deep, maybe 3 by 4 feet wide. And this would just be full of books. And they would put it in the hallway right next to the elevator. And usually once a day, I would go through and I would mine those bins for books. Stacking things off to the side, putting them off outside the bin to get to the bottom. Just make sure I didn't miss anything. And then, of course, throw it out. And this, of course, was after everybody had left. So about maybe 7 o'clock in the evening is when I would hit that. So this is where most of that stuff comes from. Okay. Most of these, I don't think they ever. Here we have an arc, a rare arc of SpongeBob comics, Silly Sea Stories. Highly recommend the SpongeBob comics. And all I know the SpongeBob comics from us are the free comic book day issues. But man, those were good. Every year I could count on Bongo, Simpsons, and United Plankton, SpongeBob. We always have a good story to tell. Sometimes it made the top 5. Here we have Amulet Fireflight, which is volume 7. I don't know if he's completed this yet. But man, what an epic story that is. Bestseller, but it's under the radar. A lot of. Here we have an arc of Trashed by Durf Backdurf. Read everything he creates. This is a fictional nonfiction story about trash in America. I think there might have been one. Here we have oh yeah. And again, this was, I don't know who this was sent to at Barnes & Noble. But again, Abrams, My Friend Dahmer, made into a TV series, movie. But here, he personalized it and signed it. I think I have my own copy somewhere, but hey. Steve, thanks for putting it in the bin. Got a good home. Here we have, post-it note to one of the other buyers. So sometimes the buyer says, it's not for us, but hey, maybe this guy over here, which I believe, and Jim at the time was the science fiction graphic novel buyer, but not for kids. This is Supreme Villainy, Advanced Feeder Copy, King Oblivion, PhD. For eons, King Oblivion, PhD, was one of the most ruthless supervillains the world had ever known. As a CEO of the ISS, International Society of Supervillains, for half a century, he was personally responsible for numerous nefarious acts, including Nixon's presidential election, stealing the country of Japan, the Star Wars prequels, and Milli Vanilli, just to name a few. Whoa, he's dastardly. Oh, hey, it's even got Mars and Alien. Gotta love it. Secondhand Heroes, Brothers Unite. Nice advanced reader copy out of Penguin. And I think these are just everyday superheroes in a neighborhood having to deal with, superhero stuff. Kenny writes superhero. James Patterson. Yes, James Patterson, not surprisingly, has written superhero. This is a hybrid novel. I wonder if Chris Tibbets did the... no, Corey Thomas. Chris Tibbets, yeah. So, you know what I want to see? You know what I want to see at some point? And this would be great as a promotional item for like Book Expo or ALA. Have James Patterson's company print. I don't know how. I think he only has one publisher. Little Brown, maybe. Whoever his current publisher is, do a book, and the book is nothing but his bibliography. Just look at this. These are books by James Patterson for young readers. This is just the young readers, and this is coming out when? 2015. Okay, this was 6 years ago. Those are his young reader books, just the young readers, not the adult stuff he does. Though he's putting out one book a day. Sorry, I meant to say one book a month. But I think that would be funny, don't you think? Let's see. Here we have a used copy. I think I bought this. Beacon Press. I probably did buy this. $6. From Dogpatch to Slabobia, The Gasp World of Will Abner. Published in the waning days of Will Abner. Well, no, excuse me, 1964. So he hadn't gone full kook yet. But wow, panels. This is, and why is his name on here? Is he the editor? No, text. So yeah, text by LCAT, text by David Manning White. 1949, 50, 56, 58, 59, 66, 162, 63. This, if you want to buy a copy, is Library of Congress card number 64-13532. So this is a collection of reprints, reformatted for paperback. Kind of like what Pogo did. Pogo did a lot better. I'm kind of surprised. Pogo, here's the thing. Pogo had, those were successful collections they did from 1950 onward. Why didn't LCAP do something similar with his stories? I don't know. That's something to ask. Okay, halfway done, folks. 11 minutes in. Here we have Jean Luen Yang level up. Et 10 femme. First, second. After that, we have, oh, yes, this is a good book. Well, duh. And this, I think, is the first printing. Let me see. Because it doesn't have any award seals on it. Yep, first printing. This is Adam Gidwit's The Inquisitor Tale, or The Three Magical Children, Their Holy Dog. Love that fifth ink on there. Let me look up what it won. I want to say it was Newbery, but I think it was actually not. I think it got an honor. There we go. Adam Gidwitz, Adam Alley, 2016, Newbery Honor Book. So it wasn't the best book for children that year, but one of the best. And actually, I read it. It is a very good story. Excuse me, I'll go back to mine. There we are. Yes, it's for kids, but man, it's got some good stuff in here. Nicely told. You know, takes the old, Canterbury Tale model, a bunch of people on a journey talking about something else. We have Lint Boy, advanced reading copy. This is from HMH. From Houghton, excuse me. Houghton Mifflin. Hardcover. So that's the right order? Nah, close enough. Man, that's some nice art in here. Understated, but nice. Okay. No idea who the artist is. Here we have, I grabbed this too because this is another classic. Island of the Blue Dolphins, a complete reader's edition. Edited. Based on a true story. God, that is just University of California Press, but that is just beautiful. Look at that typography design. Text of the first edition of Island. Chapters excised from the drafts. Commentary and contextualization. Introduction. So the first 95 pages are composition of Island of the Blue Dolphins. So that's just the whole history of it. Then you have the introduction. Then you have more composition. Yeah. What's on this? Introduction. Introduction runs 60-some pages, 70, 80 pages. Wow. Text of the first edition of Island of the Blue Dolphins. Annotated, as you can see. Wow. Good stuff. Such an amazing writer that they actually made a children's history, not historical fiction award for him. Yes, you probably read it in school. Here, ooh. I never opened this. For a while, I think it was for the full series. I don't know if they continued onward. I would get Cartoozia Tails. This, of course, has not been opened. 122 Fifth Avenue. Excuse me. So what Cartoozia Tails was a comic book universe set on an island or a region, and shared world. And it's still, it's still Cartoozia.com. It's not secure, so it's Cartozia. And what it is, okay, each issue will feature stories by 9 indie cartoonists. Each of us will be bringing his or her separate ideas, imagination, and drawing style to the world that we're sharing. So, I'm going to check their Twitter feed, see if it's still active. I don't know if they switched characters or not, but it was an anthology, a shared anthology, shared original anthology. Yeah, let's see. Twitter. Here we are. And I don't know exactly who the creators were, but I think I like the idea. And it was just edited by Isaac Cates. They're still active. They're retweeting at other people. Oh. So, take a look for it. Oh yes. This came through. Not Barnes. This came through the library the other day, and I remember because it actually came in a plastic box because there are all sorts of things. But here we have J.J. Abrams S. Doug Dorst. From Holland Books, Little Brown. It comes like this, okay? Slipcased, $35. Also available in audio and ebook editions. How they do that, I don't know, because this thing is such an artifact. Now, you can even see they even put their own spine label on there. Wing Shoes Press, 813.54, which I think is general fiction. Straka, 1949. So, Ship of Theseus, this artifact, and it has inserts in it, including a decoder wheel. So, how they do that as an ebook, how they do it as an audiobook, and yes, they even have marginalia in it. So again, J.J. Abrams, still available, not too expensive. But yeah, as a meta book, I guess you could call it. Interesting. I'll probably never read it because I don't have that much time to invest in it and reread and all that. Here we have One Trick Pony by Nathan Hale, Arc. Great artist, known for his history books. He also does science fiction. Yeah, Abrams, Amulet. Okay, and one more in this pile, which is Wordplay, a true book by Ivan Brunetti. Again, check out his work, especially if you like either how to make comics or you like interesting in these work. But here is, yeah, can you think of some compound words? Well, there's butterfly, watchdog, bookworm, and of course, she's singing like a German. Any grasshopper? You mean like a rabbit? No, like a grasshopper. The answer. Oh, how about rabbit hole? No, that's 2 words. There's also meanwhile. That's when something happens elsewhere. How about mean whale? What about? There's no such word as mean whale. There is not, folks. So anyway, again, beginning reader book, level 1, $12.95, picture book, comics, teaching kids how to read, but also teaching kids about words. Okay, one last pile. Here we have the Serpent Shadow, which I think I grabbed for my niece. This is autographed, signed. Let's see if she wants it. For the one, Cory Doctorow. I like his work. I'll probably grab this to read sometime in the future. I don't know. But again, for smart science fiction, and if nothing else, go online. You can download it for free because it's meant to be. I think it's craphound.com. Cory Doctorow content. These are essays he wrote for Locust Magazine on the nature of copyright and IP and all that. And amazing. Great thinking. And this is done, God, 10, 15 years ago. And of course, because he owns it, he said, hey, no copyright. He said, hey, whoever wants to do whoever wants to digitize this, talk to me. If you're the first one, you get to do it. So it's available in just about every format you can imagine, even audio. But wow. And we have Homeland, which is the sequel to Little Brother. I did read Little Brother. It's a good story. Happy ending, of course, but yes, here we go. For Brian. Stay free, Cory Doctorow. Signed. Now, what books did Brian keep? I don't know. And then we have, I was wondering where that went. This was the seal on, I guess it fell off by itself. So it's supposed to be right there. So it's not in there, or somebody popped it. Makes a nice bookmark. Okay. Good. And then I grabbed this because I'm an animation fan. This is the last book of the box. The Pixar and Beyond, my unlikely journey with Steve Jobs to make entertainment history. Lawrence Levy, who is Mr. Levy, you ask? Former Silicon Valley attorney and business executive, was personally recruited by Steve Jobs in 1994 to become the chief financial officer and member of the office of the president of Pixar Animation Studios. He later joined Pixar's board of directors. Levy left corporate life to study Eastern philosophy and meditation. He now writes and teaches on this topic and founded the Juniper Foundation to pursue his work. Originally from London, Levy earned degrees from Indiana University and Harvard Law School. He lives in Palo Alto, California. And if he was on the board of directors of Pixar, he probably owned quite a nice bit of stock. And he probably owns quite a nice bit of stock in Disney. So, yeah. So this is a guy who was there. The origins of Pixar. So that's it. 23 minutes right now. A lot of variety, some graphic novels, science fiction, and other things. Nice eclectic mix, but that's just what I do. I have an eclectic mind. I am an eclector. Yeah, I coined that term. Not going to try to make it happen because anything I try to make happen just doesn't. But if you want to use it, go ahead. I am an eclector. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. If you see something you liked, let me know. I'm not going to sell it to you, but I'd like to know what you're interested in. It's a librarian of me. So, by the way, I don't think you've seen this before. My brother got this for me. I kind of collect these in a way. And no, when I was in Montreal twice, I tried to find a store selling Montreal 1926 Olympic gear. You'd think, with the Montreal Olympics still trying to make back their money, that, they would merchandise this and you could sell it $10 a pop and, But no, everything else you could find. I even went to sports stores, sports memorabilia stores. So this was, I think, Old Navy. My brother found it. I think it was $10. So good job, Bo. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you'll see me real soon. Until then, be safe and good night.